105, needing 223 more runs. Moving on to football, old rivalries will again be relieved on Saturday as Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates go head-to-head in yet another Soweto derby. The Soweto Giants are for the first time in years playing for more than just bragging rights, but are in a shot to win the Premier League. Orlando Pirates are in championship form this season. The Sea Robbers have collected 15 points out of the possible 21 points this year. The good run has seen them hopscotch their way to the second spot on the table, only 4 points behind log leaders Mamelodi Sundowns. Meanwhile, Kaizer Chiefs have also started 2018 on a positive note. Amakosi are on 8 games unbeaten in 2018 with only 2 wins and 3 draws in their last 5 matches. Well, as promised yesterday, Luyolo Mkalipi is here with me as we chat everything around the Soweto derby. Luyolo, welcome back. Thanks for making the time to be here. First things first, before we get into the whole issue of the derby, Mamelodi Sundowns looking quite comfortable there at the top. Will they be able to maintain their position? I mean, they did have a game in hand, but they obviously did not capitalize on that. So we've got Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates chasing them.
It's a great weekend for South African football, Pearl. As you said, Sundowns are traveling away to Kaizer to face AmaZulu tonight, and I'm pretty sure they will try by all means to make sure that they keep their lead intact going into the derby tomorrow, because they know very well that the teams tomorrow will be gunning for them, and they would want to make sure that they reduce the lead even further. Last week Sundowns dropped 2 points, you know, and Chiefs didn't capitalize, but Pirates traveled to PE and they won convincingly. So it's very interesting to see what's going to happen tonight, and whatever happens tonight, I'm sure it will influence the game tomorrow between the two sides from Soweto.
All right. Well, let's look at the two Soweto Giants, Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs, just in terms of form. I think we're talking off air and just saying that Orlando Pirates have sort of silently, made their moves up towards that second position. And Kaizer Chiefs also starting the season on a positive note. What are both sides looking like, just in terms of their form? Do we have a stronger side between the two?
Most definitely. You know, if you look at the recent form, as I said, Pirates traveled last week and they won 4-2, you know what I mean, and Chiefs drew, you know. So if you look just at that, you know, Pirates will be going into the match as favorites, and Kaizer Chiefs will be deemed as the underdogs. But you would remember that there's an old saying that in a derby there's no underdog. You can play Barcelona and beat Real Madrid a week before, but going into the derby, that is out of the window. You know what I mean? Like it's a new game, new expectations, and everyone expects their team to win. The country is divided into half. So looking at the recent form, I would say Pirates are looking as the favorites going into the match, but again, there's no such a thing, derby favorites.
And then let's look at the combination of the, sort of the coaches on both sides. Orlando Pirates, I mean, they've got Rulani as assistant, and they've got Coach Sredojevic, who's been quite instrumental in sort of stabilizing that ship. What are your what's your thinking around what's worked in their formula?
I think looking at Orlando Pirates, you can see the change compared to previous seasons, 2016 and 2017. You know what I mean? The acquisition of Coach Mitchell, you know, he comes in with an international experience,
African experience as well.
African experience as well. He's coached teams like Uganda in Africa, Rwanda as well. You know, and in the past there's been a cry over international coaches. You know, what are they bringing? You know, personally, I feel like the level of professionalism they bring in their teams is very visible. You know what I mean? And you can see that at Pirates. You know, players are much more comfortable. They are much more professional
and disciplined as well. Disciplined
and dedicated. You know what I mean? And that you can see it. And in this case, he's being coupled with a young upcoming coach. You know, a very master tactician in Rulani Mukwena. You've seen what he's done at Sundowns with Kaizer Chiefs. He's he seems to have a scoop on all the teams in the PSL, and they beat Sundowns earlier on in the season, and if they beat Kaizer Chiefs, that will be their second giant they are slaying in the PSL, and that will make them a very formidable coaching duo, Micho and Rolando.
And Coach Kompela certainly hasn't been the luckiest coach we've seen.
Not at all, and the pressure that comes with him, with the fact that he's coaching Kaizer Chiefs, you know. But if you look at his overall coaching and the changes he's brought in the team, barring obviously the title and also some trophies, you know. But you can see the changes. He's brought in youngsters like your Zulus in the middle of the park, you know, Zumas, Dumsani Zumas at the back, Ngezana. These are young players, all under 23s, and they are playing a first-team football at Kaizer Chiefs. That we haven't seen in the past at both Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs. But Steve Kompela came in, and you could see the change in the squad. You can see the age difference, the age group, and even up front, you've got a 25-year-old, a 21-year-old rather, who's a top goal scorer for them in Ryan Moon, and he continues to score every match. So that alone shows that this is the man with a plan. If they can be just patient and watch what he's doing, they can see that he's bringing in some changes.
Oh, wow. Luyol, unfortunately, we'll have to leave it there. We are out of time. So many other talking points, rather, that I would have loved for us to get into. But that's where we'll leave it with SABC Sports producer and analyst Luyolo Mkhalipi. Just to give out a couple of details about tomorrow. Very few tickets are left, so make sure that if you want to go see that Soweto derby, you get your tickets today. No tickets will be sold at the stadium. And, of course, road closures are taking place around that Nasrec area. So make sure that you plan ahead of time, get to the stadium on time so you can be seated by the time that game kicks off. That's all from the sports desk for the moment.